Have you seen those videos that say after you make your first $100,000, your wealth would explode? If you're just like me, I'm thinking, that's a load of crap. And how the hell are we going to save $100,000 in these current times, in this society, with things being so expensive with inflation? I'm here to tell you, it's true. I never quit on saving and investing, even though I didn't believe it. Was it easy? Hell no. It was hard and it was a struggle. But in this video, what I want to do is I want to tell you how, after you make your first $100,000, your wealth does explode, and also how to push yourself through the hard early stages. Now, let's start with the whole magical $100,000. Now, first, let's say you start out with just investing $10,000. You're working hard, you're saving, you have $10,000. The average market return if you're investing in the S&P 500 is 7%. And this is with you doing nothing at all. Just putting it in the market, $10,000. That is a return of $700. Not bad. This is the part when you see only $700, you want to give up, but you can't. You have to keep on pushing. Now, what happens when you hit that magical $100,000? A 7% return is $7,000 added to your account. Not that bad, but still not as much as you expect. Now, what about $300,000? With continual investing and saving, $300,000 with a 7% return is $21,000 added. Now that right there is some real serious money, and that's with you doing nothing at all. You see, once you hit that $100,000, your salary now has nothing to do with your growth. Your money to a certain point will start making more than your actual salary. That is the reason why once you hit $100,000, everything changes. Now you might be thinking, well, first of all, how the hell are we gonna make $100,000? The best part about trying to reach $100,000 is the system you have in place. Trying to get to $100,000 is equivalent to someone trying to lose weight. You're trying to understand which diet works. Yes, everyone now is doing Ozempic, but you cannot Ozempic your way to build wealth. You see, what people tend to forget is during that period is when you're trying to figure things out. You're building the discipline. You're building the building block. And with consistency and discipline and continually saving and saving and saving, you would eventually get to the $100,000. Me, it took 10 years to get there. And I started, of course, with the company 401k. I took the match and I started investing. At first, I started with just getting the match, which was 6%. And I slowly started increasing. It took me 10 years. Could have gotten there a lot faster, but it took me 10 years of just building the discipline to get to my first $100,000. Was it easy? No. But with discipline and consistency, it was. But before you get to that $100,000, as I said, it is really difficult because you're going against a lot of things that's making it hard. Number one, your salary. The salary when you first start in your 20s is not going to be that high. For most people, as soon as they enter the workforce, they are not thinking about saving. They're not thinking about retirement. They're thinking about just enjoying life and spending money because of all the hard work they put into college. Now they want to enjoy life and just spend. Those are the challenges that you will be going up against once you start making your money. But it doesn't matter how much money you make to start investing. That is the illusion that people have. They say, I need to become rich in order to invest. No, that's not the case. You become rich by investing. And the struggles you're going through in your 20s when you first start your job, you're just trying to survive. But investing is not something you could put on the back burner because you heard this plenty of times. Compound interest in time is your best friend. Now, what makes it harder as well to hit that $100,000 is you're walking around with high interest debt. Now that people graduate from college, student loans, start using credit cards. You have some of this toxic debt that you need to get rid of. It takes time, obviously, to get rid of your debt. Some people, they continue carrying this debt into their 20s and their 30s and damn near in their 40s. It doesn't mean it's impossible for you to save and invest, but you definitely need to tackle your high interest debt because if you're walking around with it, it's going to make it a lot harder for you to hit $100,000. So what I did, because hey, I had debt as well, was I always put my match, but at the same time, I try to pay off my debt as quick as possible. I did not neglect investing. Investing in my 401k was a match that was free money, and that got me to $100,000 a lot quicker. And another challenge you're gonna face is you're not seeing the momentum. In the previous example I was giving you, if you only have $10,000 to invest, you're only getting $700 return, you're not feeling that good. You feel like this is just a waste of time, and that is okay. It's a slow, gradual process, but a lot of people quit during this time. A lot of people are thinking about today and not the future. But momentum starts, guys, as soon as you get into motion. It's not going to move until you start pushing. It's slow, it's gradual, it's subtle, but after a few years, and I promise you this happened to me, you turn around, you look, you'd be amazed about how much money you made within your account. Now, first of all, obviously, the markets is risk, but the average is 7%. Not every year is 7%. I got lucky and there were certain times when I was investing, I had gotten 20% or 23% returns. And in some years I had like 6 or like 5%. So with the fluctuation in the market, especially when you're buying during the good times and you're buying during the bad times, will get you to $100,000 quickly. Another challenge you're going to face is life happens. You get married, you might have kids, you might have car problems, you might have home problems. There's so many issues that happen in your earlier stage in life, which makes it extremely difficult to hit $100,000. It doesn't mean it's not possible. It just means you have to overcome these challenges and continue to save and continue to invest. All these unexpected expenses will hit you hard, especially if you don't make a lot. Having a $500 emergency fund wiped out and that's all you have will make it extremely difficult for you to save and invest. But this is just the beginning stages of your development of building wealth. You cannot stop during this time. You have to keep on pushing. Now, if you're in that early stage and you're stuck, this is exactly what you need to do. The first thing I would highly recommend is start saving now. Not 15% or 20%. That's the goal that so many financial gurus are telling you to do. If you're fresh out of college and you have all this debt, start with just 1%. You will notice the ease of just saving just 1%. If your job doesn't match, it will match up to that 1%, which is awesome. That's a 100% return. You might not think that's a lot, but it's not about the amount of money you're investing. It's about you building the muscle of saving and living below your means. That's extremely critical. And 1% should not change your finances tremendously. 1% is something we all could do. And after you save that 1%, start slowly and gradually increasing it. Double it. Go from 2 to 3 every 3 to 4 months to a point where you get all the way up to 15%. The goal here is to get up to 15% in at least 3 years. And don't obsess over the latte. Don't obsess over little small things that could change your finances. Obsess over the big things, your housing, your cars, the highly expensive items that could certainly derail you. Those are the changes that can increase your savings rate and get you faster to $100,000. The next thing you want to do is automate everything. If your job offers a 401k, certainly sign up for it. The beautiful thing about it is you never see it. It comes straight from your paycheck directly into your investment account. And you don't just do that with just saving and investing. You also do that with your debt. The point of it is because it makes it a lot easier for you to see exactly where you are financially. Juggling all this debt and not knowing when things are going is a disaster. If you end up paying all your debts on autopay and at the end of the month you recognize you're broke, there is no denying it. There's changes that you need to make. But if you're here skipping payments, making payment arrangements, and just living life and not budgeting, it will make things a whole lot more difficult. The next thing I want you to do is to track your net worth. This right here gives you the momentum and the motivation to continue going. You will also see how much debt you have and your expenses and what exactly is holding you back from reaching your goal. I track my net worth all the damn time. I love Mint. They got rid of Mint. Oh man, I really love Mint. I love Mint because it always had a net worth tracker. But there's other stuff you could use out there to track your net worth. And this right here is what kept me extremely motivated and let me know the things that I'm doing is actually working. The next thing you need to do is avoid lifestyle inflation early. You have to make sure you're not putting yourself into financial obligations that's going to derail you and take you a lot longer to reach that 100K. That $5,000 raise you got, that $10,000 bonus you got does not equate you to take vacation. All these things you're getting within your job, once you start increasing your income, you do not want to start increasing your lifestyle. You're wasting all that money that you could be taking to invest. So that's why I highly recommend to continue to live like you're broke. And technically, you're not broke. You have the money for it. But you're building a financial discipline to be humble. And the next thing you want to do is continuously stay investing. You never stop investing. You always invest. I don't care if you have to reduce the amount, but you never ever just stop investing. If 1 month you're able to put 1,000 and things happening in your life and there's some changes and you have to bring it down to 200, please do so. But I'm telling you, putting nothing is not an option. You need to continually invest if you want to hit that 100K. You see, hitting 100K feels slow because it is. You are not able to speed the process by cutting so much stuff out of your life in your 20s in order to get there. There's people who do that. And by all means, if you are one of them, go ahead. But let's be realistic. For a lot of people, you're not making that much money in your 20s Some people not making that much money in their 30s, but starting and understanding this is going to be a long, slow process. But once you hit 100K, it's going to become a lot faster. That will allow you the momentum to keep on going. It's really like planting a tree. After the first few years, you see nothing happening. But a few years later, voila, there's your oak tree. So right now, you're grinding, please don't stop. This will be one of the biggest challenges you're facing in life. And once you get to that point, first of all, you're building wealth and that's awesome, but it gives you the feeling of you could do anything you put your mind into. If you're on your path to hit $100,000, please drop a comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling during these times. And at the same time, please hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys on my next video, where hopefully you hit your 100K. Peace.